Sydney Elaine Leathers, a political activist from a small town in Indiana. In her early 20s, active on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. And now at the center of the latest sexting scandal with mayoral candidate Anthony Weiner. Her confidant says Leathers and Weiner met when she reached out to him on social networks. Can you give us a timeline on this? Was this after he resigned from Congress?
This was absolutely after he resigned from Congress. One conversation I had with Sydney, she remarked that he contacted her less than a week after he had done his big magazine and his capitulation in public asking for a second chance.
So you don't know if they ever met, but from these chat logs and from what she showed you, do you know if they had any kind of sex?
Absolutely. There was tawdry phone sex that went on between these two for months on end.
She sent Cole Giovanni some of the conversations she had with Weiner, whose online name was Danger33. Have you ever thought of me while making love to another? You are so sexy. I love to think about how you look fresh out of bed, getting dressed all dolled up, seeing the stuff only your lover would see. In the chat logs leaked to CNN Money, Leather says, OMG, I don't know where to start. So Anthony Weiner and I talked all day, every day, for months, and someone found out somehow and tried to blackmail me with it. Why did this relationship end?
I think that's a point that a lot of people in the media aren't understanding right now. First thing they had to understand that Sydney loved him, but then she fell out of love with him because the idealized vision in which she had of him was not true.
Cole Giovanni met Leathers on a political Facebook page he moderated. He says they spoke about selling the story. But the plans they had together changed. Lou Cole Giovanni, this is the summer we set the country on fire. Believe it. Think about this article, Sydney. It will be 50 pages of so much damning evidence, he'll have nowhere to turn. Sydney Elaine, this makes me happy in such an evil but awesome way. Oh, he's publicly following my old Formspring account too. The non-pervy one that has nothing to do with him. Funny, but odd. I mean, what is in it for you? And we have to be kind of transparent about it.
Sure. I'll tell you exactly why I'm talking about it. I feel this was my story. I had cultivated this story. I sat on it for months. I was reluctant to release it because Sydney told me, listen, I don't want this story to go out. I don't want anybody to know about it. And then I asked her about it 10 days ago. I just brought it up and said, listen, what's the deal with this story? And she told me, I don't want anything to happen. I don't want anybody to know anything about this. And then, as everybody saw on thedirty.com, the story did come out. So she misled me in her ideas of what she wanted to have happen here.
Obviously, he felt scorned, which is why he opened up to us about this and shed light on both Sydney and her relationship with Anthony Weiner. But I will say this, you just can't make this stuff up. Lori Siegel, CNN, New York.